Hey guys, so in my last video I gave you a little bit of a tour on the solar panel installation that I did for my Tundra, and today I want to show you how to run some cables into the cab if you've got a Tundra like me. Might be similar for other trucks too, so it might be worth a watch. So this is the cable we're going to be running through the cab out to the bed of the truck. Um, I have my rear seats taken out. I actually took them out a long time ago because I keep a lot of stuff back here, and the least of that is passengers. So didn't need them, got rid of them. Well, I still have them. I just don't have them in my truck. So I cleaned out all my junk, and we're going to run this. So on the 2014 Tundra, probably all second gen Tundras and 2.5 gen Tundras, there is actually an access point underneath the carpet here for you to run things in and out of the cab. Or at least that's what I'm going to use it for. So you want to pop off this piece of trim here, and you want to pull up all this carpet. It's going to be stuck underneath this trim. You can pop off this trim too. It makes it easier, but I just pull this out from under it, and then I use a trim tool to kind of stick it back in when I'm done. So what we're going for is right there. And as you can see, I was actually already running this cable. Well, I was about to, that's why I popped out this grommet. But I've already ran my antenna cable through here, which I showed in my last video. But we're going to run this power cable for the solar through this same grommet. I had to cut this because I wanted to keep the rubber seal rather than just have an open hole. So the easiest way to do this, once you have your grommet cut like mine is here, you've got two different ends. This is going to be running to the power station in the cab. This goes out to the solar panels. So what I want to do is actually take these ends and stick them in first down the hole, just like so. Now, a little bit of a tip here for the Tundra is you want to angle it this direction, and that's going to put them over the fuel tank, which is right under here. It's going to put them on top of the fuel tank and over, and then you want to run down the side. It can be a bit of a little bit tricky to get them once they're in there, but you want to run it that direction. And it's going pretty smooth so far. We'll see how it looks when I get under there. Then you want to take this end and push it through your rubber grommet. Like so. Now there's not going to be a whole lot extra that comes up through here. I was running a 20-foot cable originally, but I took some measurements and I believe that the 10-foot cable should be enough, because especially with solar, you don't want a whole lot of extra cable if you don't need it, because you get a little bit of power loss the longer the power has to travel. Okay, now let's take a look under and see what we've got so far. Oh, I can see one of the ends of my cable already. That's great. Hey, I made it in one shot. Usually it gets caught on something up on top of the fuel tank, which is right here. Normally it gets caught up on something, and then I got to reach around. There is a way in front of the fuel tank to reach around, but I'm not going to have to do that. And I'm going to run it right up next to the body mount here, not on top of the body mount, just kind of alongside it. If you can get a better angle. So there's the body mount, and we're going to run it up. Right up between the cab and the bed of the truck. And as you can see, we've got plenty. And I got a little to spare in here, which is going to be perfect for putting the power station back in. All right, so now we just got to connect our two cables out here. And I'll end up securing these with some zip ties. Tuck the rest in there. So I ended up pulling out the slack back into the cab. Gives me more options for where I want to place my power station back here. I figured it would actually just be setting back here from now on, but it can reach back to the spot where I had it. This spot just tends to get a lot more direct sunlight rather than tucked up back up against the rear wall here. So I'll probably move it there so it's just not getting beat by the sun as much. Then we're going to replace the grommet. It's difficult to do one-handed. There we go. And now we can fold back that carpet. I'll get this all tucked back in, the trim back on, and there we go. So I got the power station back in, all plugged in, trim and carpet reinstalled. Solar's hooked up. We're pulling 134 watts at the moment. Looking pretty good. All right, so hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If it did, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. And until next time, I'll catch you later.